That is literally within 10 minutes after 10,000 people left an all-day festival. I came up with the idea for We the Planet for a couple of reasons. Number one, there was this conversation all the time of we the people. We've heard that a lot, we the people. And I feel like that's part of our challenge as a human family, that we see ourselves separate from the earth, and as a result, we're making choices that are destroying us and destroying our children's future, because what we do to the earth, we do to ourselves. And the sad thing is we're so disconnected from that impact, most of us, that we don't actually get that anymore. And it shows up in our language, like we the people, we the people, we the people. So I came up with this idea for We the Planet, and part of the reason I was inspired to do We the Planet was because after I came down from Luna, I was asked to do a lot of Earth Day events. And it kind of broke my heart, because I was like, it was amazing how many Earth Day events I went to where we could have helped the Earth more by staying home. The amount of trash that was being produced, the amount of one person per car going to the event, like all these things that actually didn't model caring for the Earth at all. And it was very well-meaning, well-intentioned people, but again, I was like, okay, if this is what we call leadership in the environmental movement, we're kind of screwed. like, oh, lordy. So I wanted to, again, model what it might look like to have an Earth Day event that actually cared for the Earth, and also that celebrated diversity. Because obviously I'm, a person in white skin, and a lot of environmental work is seen as more white privilege kind of work. And I wanted to show, not even show, but create the experience where we can see that our human diversity and our planetary diversity is crucial. It's crucial to our health. It's also really important for beauty. I'm an artist. I like beautiful. Fill in the blank. This caring for the earth is also, from an artist's perspective, is about protecting beauty and stopping the destruction of that beauty. And then also to highlight and have an experience of what it is to come together and be a part of something where you actually couldn't make the wrong choice. So part of the reason why 10 minutes after 10,000 people left the grass was green was because we didn't actually create trash. So the city of San Francisco, where we threw the festival, said, you have to have one commercial-sized dumpster per 1,000 people, because that's how much trash is normally created at a festival. One dumpster per 1,000 people. We said, we're not going to be creating trash. We don't need that. We don't care. Back and forth, back and forth. Finally, we got them to agree that we had to rent 6. But, we were a nonprofit of 6 people. Like, every dollar mattered to us. So having to rent dumpsters we knew weren't going to use was a little problematic for us. But when you're negotiating, you got to find a way to work together. So we're like, fine. But we created a model where we didn't produce trash. So literally after 10,000 people left, we had less than 1/4 of one dumpster of trash. 10,000 people at a festival all day long. No trash on the ground, less than 1/4 of dumpster ones. How many of us have been to festivals and we see a dumpster filled in like 10, 15 minutes, right? And trash all over the ground, yeah? Many of us have had that experience. So part of what we did was, instead of telling people what you had to do, we created incentives for people to do the right thing. So we encourage people, bring your own plate, bring your own utensils, bring your own water bottle, bring your own napkins, bring your own container. If you did that and you came to our festivals, you got a discount at all the food vendors. If you did not do that, we use 100% compostable, no styrofoam, no plastic, anything like that, at the food vendors, and then that got composted, so it returned back to the earth. Even our recycling numbers were low, because a lot of times you go to festivals like this and you buy single-serving plastic water bottles. So even if you're doing a good job recycling, your recycling's going to be filled with all those water bottles. A single-serving size water bottle in today's world, the amount of water that is used and polluted, including with shipping that bottle, it uses 8 to 14 water bottles worth of water to produce your single-serving water bottle, depending on how far it goes and the process in which it's made. That's part of why it varies. But in one single water bottle, you're going to be using up 8 amounts of that water to just use that one. And considering how water and the water crisis and the access to healthy, clean water is a human rights issue on our planet right now, we didn't want to perpetuate what's actually not a conscious choice. So we encourage people to bring your own water bottle. If you don't, we sold water bottles made from 100% post-consumer waste recycled plastic, had a logo of the festival so you could have like a thing to take home with you. And then we had refillable water stations all over the festival with filtered water, and you could get that for free, because we see the access to clean water as a human right, not based on who can afford it and who can't. We had waste reclamation stations that were made out of art from the dump. So we hired an artist in resident to go to the dump and take what would be trash and turn it into art. So a lot of people found themselves going to the waste reclamation stations because it had interesting art. And then when they got there, they realized trash, recycling, compost. We had volunteers at each station to say, hey, what do you have in your hand? Where do you think that goes? And then they had all these interesting facts about it as well. So we did that festival, and we asked a lot of different kinds of musicians to come as well, so that we would have our diverse human families celebrating together and caring for the earth. So that's why we had Hip Hop the Coup, and we had Alanis Morissette, and we had Cake, and we had like all these different kinds of musicians and artists and celebrities, so they would draw all kinds of people. And the best thing was, like, on the longer video that we have of the day, even the police, who started out like this, because that's what they're supposed to do, they're there to protect the peace, you know, make sure nobody gets rowdy. By the end of the video, they're like tapping their foot, and their arms are down, and people are coming up and throwing their arms over their shoulders, and it was just like that kind of a day. So part of the reason why we show this in the video is to show you can have fun, you can enjoy life, you can celebrate, and at the same time, you can also make something beautiful that happens that's beautiful for the earth, beautiful for people, and beautiful for future generations. So that's just a little window of what you saw up there. Now back to the tree, because that's where a lot of people know about me. I'm the girl who lived